Evropa 2.
Evropa 2, exactly.
Yeah, I know. My Czech is becoming amazing.
You're a multilingual person
I am
already.
actually, and I can dance as well, which scares the fuck out of people.
On the resume, like I was just imagine some dating site,
Oh,
bilingual man,
Yeah.
a singer,
Yeah,
can dance as well,
can dance, open for everything.
have tattoos,
Have tattoos, yeah, very important.
polite man,
Definitely.
and very nice kept beard.
Yeah, okay, I'll go with it. I think that's important as well. It's like, how you judge people. He had a great beard.
Likes to travel.
Likes
also.
to travel, definitely. Loves to travel. Love that I'm back in Prague. I love it.
Plays Gibson guitars.
Play lots of different guitars. That's my weakness, guitars. Yeah, my house, my daughter is like, why do we have so many guitars? And I'm like, because I'm a guitarist. Yeah, but you can only play one at a time.
Yeah, exactly.
And when children start making sense, you're like, I love them. Stop insulting my guitars.
That's cute. What about your daughter? Like, is she starting to be into music somehow?
I don't think so. I mean, like she loves music and she can sing amazingly. But I think, as a parent, I think the best way to get to music is on your own.
Of
because
course,
if somebody tries to
yeah.
push you there, it becomes like a job. And I love the fact that my parents always kind of supported me when I was doing music. I think my dad was just happy I wasn't in jail. He was like, at least he's doing something. So, and my daughter is cool, and I think she will do music for herself. I don't know if she wants to do it professionally, but she's at the start of her game.
Yeah. And you know what? I wasn't even like talking about like you pushing her into it, but daddy is a star, so maybe she can have some kind of inspiration in it, right? When she grows older.
Yeah, but she's 18 now, so she's older.
Oh, so she's 18.
Yeah. I was very young when we had her.
But
it was nearly illegal.
But you know what, man? I was like, because when you were saying like my daughter, she asked why I have so many guitars.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought she's
Well, do you know why? I'm going to
smaller,
tell you. No, but I'm going to tell you a funny story, because in our apartment, so it was my wife and Amber, my daughter, and I built my studio into a room. So I had my studio in a room, and I had like a press full of guitars, like 20 guitars.
Yeah, you need.
And you need them. You need them.
Of course.
Diversity is everything.
Yeah.
And then our son came along, so our second child. So we needed the room. So we moved her in. My studio got fucked out, and she moved into the studio, and it's like. She's like, why do I have so many guitars? And I'm like, because you're in my studio. You live in my studio now.
Exactly.
But I know it's we need a bigger apartment.
That's what you get if your dad is a musician. It's like you live not under my house, but you live in my studio. That's which is even more. You know what? Let me just shortly translate it.
Okay.
Into Czech. It will be shorter than
Sorry,
that.
I talk too much.
No, it's fine. My jsme Ray vlastně na začátku jsme shrnuli, pak budou titulky samozřejmě na YouTube, ale shrnuli jsme vlastně jeho takový seznamkový profil prakticky, jakoby kdo je, čemu se věnuje, co má rád, na co hraje a tak dále. Posléze tedy jsme se bavili o tom, že má strašně moc hudebních nástrojů, že jeho dcera tedy nebydlí pod jeho střechou, tak jak rodiče říkají, dokud bydlíš pod naší střechou, budeš poslouchat. Tak Ray říká, dokud bydlíš u mě ve studiu, budeš poslouchat. Tak to taková legrácka. Posléze samozřejmě detailní překlad úplně ze vším všudy na sociálních sítích Evropy 2. You know what, in the beginning when we were saying this this resume about you, you're the kind of guy who looks like you write some kind of a Harley Davidson or something like that.
Well,
is it true?
It's fucking true, yeah.
No way, really?
Yeah. I used to have like a Speed Triple, which is like a pretty mean machine.
Yeah. Triumph,
by
the way?
Triumph.
Yeah.
And I nearly killed myself, and so many times I went, right, I need to, because I love speed, but I'm not the best motorcyclist. So, it's like you only find out how fast you're going when you have to stop. Yeah. So I've got 3 bikes. I've got XT 500s from Yamaha, 2 from the 80s.
Yeah.
And I got a lowrider, which is just a cruising machine. So I love it. It's like...
Definitely, the sound is.
If you have that underneath your ass, you feel good all day.
Yeah. You know what? Because when I was when I took a look at some of the interviews, all were in German. Yeah. And although I studied German for a lot of years, I don't live there, so it's clumsy. So I basically didn't know this, and no photos online. Yeah, but I was like, this guy really looks like a Harley Davidson guy.
That's a really good, because I actually don't. I don't put a lot of my private life out there.
Yeah, I
you
know.
And
I know.
Yeah, I kind of I like it, but it's like motorbikes. When I was in America for a long time, they have the roads, and I just got on a Harley and just drove till I couldn't drive anymore.
Yeah, I can definitely imagine. So yeah, I'm happy that this was a right assumption.
You're good at your job.
Let me just translate it.
Do it.
Já když jsem vlastně na začátku, když jsme REA představovali a dávali jsme taky ten seznamkový profil, jakoby kdo je, co je, tak jsem se chtěl zeptat ještě na jednu věc, a to byla ta, na čem jezdí. A opět jsem si říkal, tenhle ten týpek, on toho nemá moc na internetu, na Instagramu, nedává ten svůj osobní život tolik jakoby najevo do světa. A říkal jsem si, tenhle týpek hraje na Gibson kytary, prostě teď má ty dlouhý vlasy, tu image, ten určitě bude jezdit na Harley Davidson nebo na nějaký takovýhle mašině. A byla to pravda. And then is another thing.
I gotta tell you one thing first, though.
Tell me.
Have you ever seen the TV show Sons of Anarchy?
Yes.
Okay, so it's all big guys, motorbikes, tattoos, long hair.
Of course,
So I'm in LA for like a month riding, and people thought I was one of the cast of Sons of Anarchy.
Yes.
And in LA, everybody is like standoff. Nobody really wants to get to know you until they have a reason to get to know you.
Yeah.
And I was getting into clubs for free. I wasn't paying for my drinks. I was like, I fucking love this place.
Of course.
And then I found out, they think I'm Opie from Sons of Anarchy. I better leave very quickly. But I loved it. You ran the money anyway.
That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
And as I say, your style, I mean, it's just logical thing that they thought that you were there. You should have casted yourself there.
I should have just turned up to the lot and just walked in and just gone straight for the part. I shouldn't even said anything. I mean, that would have been the best thing.
Acting wasn't your thing, never?
I'm not good at acting. No, I fuck up. Like anytime I have to learn something off, it's a disaster. My lyrics are the only thing that I actually get into my head. But and everything else. Anytime I do a TV show and they say, "Listen, here's the text, can you please read this text?" I fuck it up every time. And so now I turn up and go, don't give me text. Let me be me. But no, I'm not good at text, but that's why acting is definitely a mistake.
Okay. I'll just translate the Sons of Anarchy thing.
Please.
Ray vlastně ještě mi poznamenával, že když byl v Americe, tak tam byl ten zásadní seriál Sons of Anarchy, a to je o motorkářích, takových těch rebelech, potetovaný frajeři na motorkách. Tak právě říkal, že se ho trošku lidi pletli vlastně s jednou z těch postav a měl zadarmo vstup do klubu a tak dále. Tak jako, když jste chtěli něco podobného, tak tetování, samozřejmě dobrý hlas, pěkně si narůst fousy a dobrý dlouhý vlasy. To je recept. And now the very important thing, man. We're gonna bust a myth, a big one.
Oh, wow.
I think because a lot of people, especially the young ones, and I don't want to like underestimate them or whatever, but a lot of people loved Supergirl, this track from Rainbow, actually, from your former band.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Anna Naklap, you know her probably, right?
Yeah, of course.
You had to somehow...
I've never met her, but I met Alfarben and Buzz.
Ale Farben as well was on the song.
And Buzz did the version as well, but I never met her.
Yeah, she just wrote you a mail. Hello, Mr. Garvey.
Yeah,
I'm Anna Naklap, and and I just wanna do.
That was kind of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and I was like, it was the first time like that we kind of said yes. Because the band Raymond, we didn't kind of leave on good terms. So we weren't talking to each other, and then this came, and I was like, okay. And it was more successful than our version, as far as I remember, like in different countries. But it was great. I mean, I loved it because it was a good version.
Yeah. I mean, this is mental because a lot of young people, they just loved it. I remember, like, I don't know, it's 5 or 6 years ago when she did the cover, and it was all over the place, like playing in Evita and stuff.
I know.
And I feel that it's very important to state it once again that it's your song.
I think you know what, I don't think music belongs to you, and even when I wrote this song, you kind of put it out there and it belongs to everybody. And you got to be, there's some versions of Supergirl I really don't like. I'm like, oh my god, that's so bad. But I mean, hey, fuck it, everybody gets a chance, and I love that they keep the song alive, and I love that I get to play it as well, and she opened a lot of a lot of doors to hearts of people that I didn't meet.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I love her for it.
It's a nice approach. Actually, there's one very iconic thing that happened in US. Ryan Adams, not Brian Adams, but Ryan Adams,
Met him,
the indie guy. Yeah, very, very cool guy. He did a cover of the whole Taylor Swift album.
Oh, wow.
It was the 19 something. I just don't remember the album.
Yeah.
There were these biggest hits, and he did it like in an indie.
Is it good?
It's just brilliant.
Yeah?
It's like melancholic thing, Taylor Swift,
I know. I mean, I understand Taylor Swift. I'm not a what they call them, Swiftie or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a Swiftie, but I love the fact that she's like a great musician and she writes great pop songs.
Yeah.
And I think the last album, that Folklore album that she did, I think that was her roots, which I think that was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I fanaticism is crazy, but she's cool. I think Ryan Adams is really cool as well. He's a bit crazy.
Yeah,
they're a good match, but from different worlds.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's why I'm telling it, because you can even do a cover like this. All right, guys. Well, you and guitarist Simon, we can let you play probably a Supergirl, right?
Would you like me to play Supergirl?
Well, you can start with that, and let people feel the original. OK, tohle je Evropa 2, REA GARVEY, naživo, Supergirl věc, kterou znáte od Anna na Club, ale Farben, ovšem je to i track právě, který ho teď zahraje živě na Evropě 2, tak si to užijte.
You can tell by the way she walks that she's my girl. You can tell by the way she talks, she rules the world. You can see in her eyes that no one is her cheat, 'cause she's my girl, my super girl. And then she'd say, it's okay, I got lost on the way, but I'm a Supergirl. Supergirls don't cry. And then she'd say, it's alright, I got home late last night, but I'm a Supergirl. Supergirls just fly. And then she'd say, nothing can go wrong when you're in love. What can go wrong? And then she'd laugh nighttime into the day, pushing her fears further along. And then she'd say, it's okay, I got lost on the way, but I'm a Supergirl. Supergirls don't cry. And then she'd say, it's alright, I got home late last night, but I'm a Supergirl. Supergirls just fight. And then she'd shout down the line, tell me she's got no more time, 'cause she's a Supergirl. Supergirls don't cry. And then she'd scream in my face, tell me to leave this place, 'cause she's a Supergirl. Supergirls just fly, 'cause she's a Supergirl. A Supergirl. She sowed seeds, burned trees, sowed seeds, burned trees, 'cause she's a Supergirl. A Supergirl. A Supergirl. A Supergirl. And then she'd say, it's okay, I got lost on the way, but I'm a Supergirl. Supergirls don't cry. Boom.
Boom. This was REA GARVEY na Evropě 2. I just love, radio and this concept that you still can play like a live thing, and somebody can just turn on the radio and hears it live. Because right now it's like it's times of all these streaming devices and stuff, So it's still fine that live you can somehow still be able to listen. People are able to listen to you like live right now in their car.
Yeah, I think it's nearly like a test.
Yeah.
It's a challenge. I think music in all forms is beautiful. You know what I mean? I think that if you find music in you and bring it into the world, you've done something good. And so it doesn't mean you have to be able to play guitar. Like, we've had a whole generation of DJs and producers who know how to use computer programs, and they create also amazing music.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, we're going to open the door to the huge topic of the AI.
Yeah.
And I don't know where I stand on that, to be honest with you. I think music from humans, I think that has to be better. I said when it came to AI that the AI needs us as musicians to create music that they can copy. And I love it in the music scene when people say like the 80s are back or the 90s are back. It's because music keeps on repeating itself to some extent.
Yeah.
But sitting down with a guitar and playing a song, Simon and myself were just thinking about that yesterday. Great songs are easy to play in every constellation. So,
Definitely.
I'm glad I'm able to do that in a few songs.
Yeah, well, when you opened the door to the topic of AI, it's crazy because I'm also interested in like music production and stuff. And few days ago, I actually saw that there's some program, an AI thing, that you can like sample a piece of audio, you feed it, and it copies it right away, and it even makes like 10 versions of it, and it lets you choose whatever you like, and we won't even talk about like that it can actually make a voice of whatever.
Ask Drake. I believe he's had a few problems with it. Like that AI track that everyone thought was Drake.
Yeah.
And he was like, he also was like,
crazy,
hey,
right?
This is crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I love development. I think new is not automatically bad, but we always tend to kind of run forward and then kind of go, okay, maybe not so much.
Yeah.
I think if you could imagine that inventions are like tomato ketchup. If you put too much on, then you can't find the chips. You know what I mean? It's you have to be kind of careful. But we're humans. We always want everything now. This is the culture we live in.
And fast.
We want it now. And but it's exciting at the same time. I can't find it negative. It will have negative effects, but I think if it comes up with a cure for cancer, for example, then it was worth every minute.
Exactly, right, if it was now.
Yeah.
Let me just translate what we were talking about. My jsme narazili, nebo respektive Ray sám přišel vlastně s tématem umělé inteligence v muzice. Říkal samozřejmě, že je skvělý hrát prostě na kytary, složit song, že vlastně ty nejlepší songy jsou ty nejjednodušší na to je vlastně i zahrát a tak dále. Na druhou stranu AI dneska opravdu zásadně jako protejká do tvorby muziky, hlavně do hudební produkce. Je spousty pluginů, který umějí neuvěřitelné věci. A vlastně jako Ray zmiňoval právě to, že jak byl ten fakeový Drake song, kde vlastně nespíval nikdy ten interpret a přesto ten song vlastně vzniknul. To jsou už furt lepší teda ty covery, jako jsme mluvili o třeba Ryanu Adamsovi, který tady udělal cover alba 1979 od Taylor Swift. Poslechněte si ho, není to AI, je to živý člověk, je to velmi zajímavý. I'm thinking, because you're from Ireland, right? And you definitely you are all over the place, like in Europe. You live in Germany.
Yeah.
And I was just, watching some video on YouTube when you were visiting Ireland and stuff.
Yeah.
To me, somehow, it looked a little nostalgic. There's one guy, a guitarist that I really like. They call him Danish Pete.
Okay.
You know him, right? You know him. And this guy's from Denmark.
Yeah.
Then he works with one British company that sells guitars and musical instruments and stuff. He played with a lot of musicians.
Yeah.
And I saw some interview with him, and he was telling his story about like being born somewhere and then moving somewhere else, and especially with you, how well you learned German language and stuff. You assimilated yourself there totally.
Yeah. I think if I'm on the journey, I don't. How would I describe it? I don't think I really thought too much about it.
Yeah.
You know, when I left Dublin, it was like with a rucksack and 2 guitars.
Yeah.
And I was excited.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but if I think about my daughter doing it, I'm like going, "Oh my God!"
Exactly,
You know,
right.
And I think life is meant to be like that. You're meant to embrace it. You're meant to love it. You know, and that takes away the fear. It takes away this idea of the risk. You know, when I left home, I was 17, and when I left Ireland, I was 22, and so it was like everything. The world is exciting, and I would love my kids to have that same relationship to the world.
Yeah.
But I do like. You see, I like to talk a lot. So if you're like, eventually, if I just in Germany spoke in English the whole time, I mean, a lot of people speak English, but I do like to integrate. I do like to mix, you know, and. I feel like a second language, like to have German, is like it opens up so many doors. I think I love to collect life skills. You know what I mean? Like riding a motorbike is a life skill. Driving a car. I'm a pilot. I can fly a plane.
Yeah,
That's
me
a
too.
life, yeah?
Yeah, but the small ones,
of
course.
I knew there was something about you I really liked. And then it's like all these things, like learning languages. You know, being able to skate, ice skate, that's a life skill. You know, being able to ski or snowboard, those are life skills. And I love to dedicate myself to those things because you feel them, you live them, you know. And I mean, I studied for 4 years in Dublin, or 3 years. And I got to be honest with you, in the end, it was all the life experiences that remained. But what was in the books, I think the day I walked out, I forgot everything. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not a collector of information, really. I'm a kind of collector of experiences.
Yeah. Well, you know, when you were talking about your kids, maybe doing the same right now, it's a different world right now. You know, when you were a street musician and you left Ireland, I mean, it's a few years ago. Yeah. And the world was just a different place, probably, right?
I think, but you know what? The world for them in their age is just as exciting.
Definitely.
It's different tools. It's like, you know, if you look at paintings over hundreds of years, like in the moment, that was the exciting style of painting. And then you know, so they're really developing their own culture. I just hope they see the exciting part. You know, it's like, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in the world, you know, between the Gaza Strip and the Ukraine. We have a lot of topics which can be very scary.
Oh, yeah.
And that's when it's important to look for the good things. You know, you have to remember that the like 99.9% of people on this planet are great people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But there's a few assholes out there, and you have to be aware of them. But you can't be scared of life. Fear is the biggest sickness, you know. We have to we have to still look at life and love it, you know.
Yeah. Apocalypto, the movie from who was it? Who was the director? I don't know. I don't remember. It was about
Scorsese?
I don't know. It was called Apocalypto,
Okay.
and it was I have the image of the actor in my head, but I just forgot the name. Doesn't matter. It's about the Mayan culture.
Yeah.
And there is this indigenous family, and the father tells to his son. He says, "Son, fear is the biggest sickness that you can ever get." You know.
I just got
really.
That was like a roundabout way to compliment me.
Really?
I thank you so much.
No, it's but it's really like
no,
this.
it is. I fear is for me really the one thing I fight the whole time. You know, and I have a great faith. You know, and I'm not religious, but I have a good faith, and it takes away the fear because you just you say your prayers, you give it up to God, and then and look for the best path. You know.
Yeah.
And I think making mistakes is also a great part of life. You know, we shouldn't be afraid to fail.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah. Let me just translate it a little bit.
Please, wisdom. Here we go.
Ne, my jsme začali vlastně s Rajem o tom, že vlastně jako mladý 17letý hoch, původem samozřejmě z Irska, tak pomalu se tak nějak vydal do světa, hrál na ulicích a tak dále, skončil v Německu. Jsem říkal právě, že se asimiloval v Německu úplně úžasně, mluví plně německy, samozřejmě manželka, život úplně někde jinde, ale jako je to takový nostalgický. Na YouTube jsem právě viděl o něm jeden dokument, kde vlastně o tom jako tak povídá, navštěvuje Irsko znovu a je to tak jako polosmutný lehce, jo? Tak vlastně vyprávěl o tom, jak to vlastně cítí, že třeba u svých dětí by to vlastně cítil jako, že ty bláho, děti se vydávají na cestu. Pak jsme se dostali tedy ke téma strachu a toho, jak může být limitující. Vzpomněli jsme i film Apocalypto od Mela Gibsona. It was Mel Gibson the director, by the way.
Yeah, okay, now I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, okay.
No a tak jsme se dostali přes strach až vlastně teďkon k dalšímu songu, který je novým singlem, který se jmenuje Free Like the Ocean. It's really, how to be free. We could talk about this for 3 more hours.
Yeah.
You have a song also.
We actually have a song. We just wrote it about 10 minutes ago. So
yeah. Okay, let's do the song. Pojďme si dát song, který se jmenuje Free Like the Ocean. Tohle je Ray Garvey živě na Evropě 2 19. listopadu v Lucerna Music Baru. Tohle týpka budete moct slyšet naživo. Pojďme na to.
Right, we ready? 1, 2, 3. I like the way you play. You look good on me. I give you everything without the guarantees. Sometimes I wanna lie, then you make me cry. Hold my face and said I made you laugh. I feel like I'm a part of something that's gonna last for the rest of my life. Coming out of the darkness, running, stumbling into the light. You're free like the ocean. You're deep like the sea. You're wide like a river, running to me. She said, hold me closer. The nights get colder. Come a little closer. It feels so good. You make me feel so good. You're free like the ocean. You're deep like the sea. You're wide like a river. Feels so good. You make me feel so good. It's like a fantasy. I thought it'd never be. I kinda want to, three, but you went on to me like you were natural. I never saw you try. And when my world falls down, you always make it right. I feel like I'm a part of something that's gonna last for the rest of my life. Coming out of the darkness, running, stumbling into the light. You're free like the ocean. You're deep like the sea. Wide like a river, running to me. She said, hold me closer. The nights get colder. Come a little closer. You feel so good, make me feel so good. You're free like the ocean. You're deep like the sea. You're wide like a river. Feel so good, you make me feel so good. Oh, 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 oh. It feels so good, you make me feel so good. Oh, 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 oh. It feels so good, you make me feel so good. I'm really happy to say we will be playing on the 19th of November in Club Lausanne here in Prague. It's going to be an amazing evening. To see you there. 1, 2, oh, 1, 2. Free like the ocean, deep like the sea, wide like a river, running to me.
Tohle byl Ray Garvey na Evropě 2 Feel Like the Ocean 19. v Lucerna Music Baru a po breaku se slyšíme a pokračujeme. Jsme Evropa 2.
Ahoj, že jsem Ray Garvey, posloucháte Evropa 2.
Ano, přesně tak. Ray Garvey je naším hostem tady na Evropě 2. Už jsme samozřejmě probrali spousty věcí, zahráli spoustu songů. Yeah, we discussed so many things.
Yeah.
You guys played 2 songs. And then 19th of the next month.
19th of November, we're playing in
Lucerna.
Lucerna
Music Bar.
Love it.
Yes.
We were just there, and we wanted to play clubs around Europe because I hadn't been traveling outside of Germany, Austria, Switzerland for so long.
Yes.
And because I do a lot of TV in Germany and in Austria and Switzerland, so I started to kind of get very that was what I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
But this album, I was like, I want to go back out again.
Yeah.
So, and I'm so happy that we're doing it. We're in Prague. What a beautiful city.
Definitely. And the smaller venues, they have some kind of a magic in themselves,
They're the
right?
absolute magic. I mean, I grew up in them. And I think everyone has that story. Like my wife had it with Beck, where she was like going, I saw Beck in a tent in front of 40 people, you know?
Yeah.
And you all want that story. I saw like my daughter, I'm going to lie, I nearly started our story. My daughter saw Billie Eilish in Berlin in front of like 300 screaming kids, but it was just 300.
Let me just translate this, because it's very interesting. Ray vlastně sám uvedl tedy to, že vlastně bude 19. listopadu v Lucerna Music Baru, vydávají se na turné po menších klubech, což je vlastně velmi jako magický. Teď právě mi říkal, že jeho žena vlastně viděla třeba Becka, jo, legendární, fenomenální muzikant Beck, někde prostě ve stanu, jo, úžasný zážitek, jo, anebo Billie Eilish v rámci prostě mála lidí, takže tyhle ty venues se mají svoje kouzlo a Lucerna Music Bar zcela jistě je něco, co v Praze je určitě unikátní, což ostatně i sám Ray říká, že jako koncert v Praze, co jako víc si přát. Yeah, Prague is magical as well.
Yeah.
Is there what is the number one place, some kind of a magical place that you ever been playing in? Do you have this kind of like feeling about it, or you just...
I think you know there is always magic at a concert. You just have to look for it. You know, is it like it's not that one concert's better as the other. It's what you turn it into. So I always feel like when we get on stage, I feel like you have the power to create something amazing. You know, so I love going out there, and I always like we all get arm in arm in the band, and it's like, listen, because we just have this thing, you know. So it's like when you go out, you either give everything and you get everything back, or you don't and you don't. You know, and so it's like for me, it's all about creating the magic. I think some of my favorite shows have been open airs where you just have this amazing view, like, you know. But I mean, I've been so many places. I've walked into the worst shitholes and had the best experiences. You know, it's like you got to be open, like, you know.
Ptal jsem se Ray právě na to, jestli má případně nějakou oblíbenou venue ze světa, kde prostě byl, a on vlastně jako říkal, že je to o tom dát do toho vše, získat zpátky prostě od těch lidí tu energii, ale co se týče jako nějakého vyložení, že by úplně řekl jako nějaký jasný místo, který je nejoblíbenější, tak to se říct nedá. Na druhou stranu říkal právě, že hrál jsem v různých jako dírách a mohl to být vlastně ve finále úplně skvělý koncert. Okay, guys. Well, then, is there still a month to go almost?
I know.
But it's all right.
It's okay.
It's just 4 weeks. It's gonna be so fast.
We're so looking forward to get back. So we're looking forward to everybody who turns up.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be an amazing night. So if you're out there and you want to see us play live, come join us in Lucerne on the 19th.
Yeah. Takže 19. REA GARVEY v Lucerna Music Baru. Jestli jste teď naladili Evropu 2, tak jsme tu měli live experience s Rayem už od 11 hodin. Klidně se posléze podívejte na sociální sítě, na Instagram nebo na YouTube, kde bude záznam celého rozhovoru. Kluci nám zahrajou teď poslední track, no a my se rozloučíme. So Ray, Simon, thank you guys for having you on the show. Thanks for your time. And let's get us a last song. Which would it be?
You're an amazing interview. I love this guy. You're amazing. Thank you so much.
Man.
It was a great conversation. Interviews that don't hurt, where you feel like you learned something as well. I'm a big fan.
That's cool.
Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All
okay.
Right, see you all soon. God bless. Bye bye. She said she doesn't want to get a reputation. Sweet, sweet smile's not an open invitation. Wants respect for every ladder she's climbed. Doesn't want to be classified. He's a shirt and tie who's afraid of commitment. Desk jockey with a good standard of living. Likes love, but won't pay the price. Cleans up well and he's oh so nice. Time stands still for no one. So get up off your knees, stand still for no one. And no one's greed. Is it love? Is it love? Are you just fooling around? Is enough? Is enough? You got your head in the ground. Look up, the world is crumbling down around you. herself her checks grade A. She tried love once, but it just got in the way. Got the hired hands and the house on the hill. Swapped the social life for a sleeping pill. He's married now, but he still goes wild. His wife's at home expecting the third child. He said the perfect life is just a matter of time. He'd know what he wants if he can make up his mind. Time stands still for no one, so get up off your knees. Stand still for no one, and no one's greed. Is it love? Is it love? Are you just fooling around? Is enough? Is enough? Got your head in the ground. Look up, look up. The world is crumbling down around you. Oh, wake up. Is it love? Is it love? Are you just fooling around? Is enough? Is enough? Got your head in the ground. Look up, look up. The world is crumbling down around you. Oh, wake up.
Evropa 2.